Hey there everybody, it's time for the first story behind the yokai of the new year.
May she be a damn sight better than the old one.
No kidding. Anyway, part of the new year is to help put everything that has happened in the past behind you and get a fresh start. It's a time of year to reflect and prepare, and many in Japan do so by visiting the shrines to various deities such as the one we will be looking at today. So, whether your New Year's tradition involves eating soba or black-eyed peas, today we're going to take a look at a longtime deity that often goes by the name Benten. Not that Benten.
Benzaiten!
In the game Yokai Watch 3, Benzaiten is a rare S-rank yokai of the Charming tribe who is a member of the 7 lucky yokai gods, and the only girl among them. Like the other 7 lucky yokai gods, Benzaiten can only be encountered by charging a yokai dream medal with the Inazuma or lightning property through the game Yokai Watch 3 Tempura. Now, as far as I know, Benzaiten has yet to appear in the actual anime, so forgive me if I recycle some footage here. Now, I really wanted to talk about Benzaiten not so much for her cultural influence, but more for the many interesting components that make up her design. Benzaiten is a Shinto interpretation of a Buddhist interpretation of a Hindu deity known as Sarasvati, the wife of Brahma. In most versions, including the Japanese depiction of Benzaiten, she is portrayed as the patron deity of the arts, always carrying around a sort of lute to symbolize her love of music. This adds a bit of comedy to her Yokai Watch depiction where, in an effort to modernize, she has traded in her old lute for a brand new electric guitar. Although it's kinda clear that she doesn't quite get it yet because she's still using the old-fashioned guitar pick. However, something that is definitely not in your usual Benzaiten representation would be the fangs, the pointy ears, the frosted tips, and the tiger stripe getup. If anything, it makes her look more like an Oni than one of the 7 lucky gods, which is kinda weird, seeing as the Oni are usually supposed to be opposed to the 7 lucky gods, as emphasized by the Japanese holiday of Setsubun, where one welcomes good luck into their home while chasing away the Oni who cause bad luck. Odds are good that this design was inspired by Loom Invader, the leading lady of the series Urusei Yatsura. Yeah, it's this show again, and this time I get to talk about it at length. Urusei Yatsura, basically translating out as those noisy punks, or sometimes mistranslated as those annoying aliens, is a series by Rumiko Takahashi, a woman who seriously has no idea of how to wrap up a series. Now, it is no stretch to say that Rumiko Takahashi is one of the most influential people in the world of manga and anime. Many of her series are ones that have redefined the genre, and Urusei Yatsura was her first big hit back in 1978, being adapted into a nearly 200-episode anime in 1981. While the background of the show is that yokai are real because they're actually aliens, the story centers on one Ataru Moroboshi, a hopelessly girl-crazy high schooler who, through a misunderstanding, is betrothed to a tiger bikini-wearing, supercharged Oni princess named Loom. If anything, it's sort of an anti-harem show, as while Moroboshi hits on basically anything female, they are all repulsed by him and pretty much do nothing but try to get away from him, pretty much always causing Loom to zap him in a jealous rage. And honestly, the rest of the cast is no better. There is not a single redeemable character in the entire show. Everybody is selfish, rude, egotistical, annoying, or disingenuous, and it just revels in the worst of humanity, causing all sorts of terrible things to happen to literally everyone. And just to make matters worse, the show has a character based on Benzaiten! This character, called Benten in this case, is one of Loom's alien friends, a biker girl who is part of the Lucky Gods clan, who has a friendly sports match with Loom's Oni clan every Setsubun. And just to make things even better, Loom appears in Yokai Watch Wibwop! Oh, I am so confused! Either way, Urusei Yatsura was a milestone for comedy anime and has influence that perhaps run deeper than many of Takahashi's other works. It's certainly not a show for kids and it hasn't aged the best, but they're still making new content for it that is incredibly funny. So that's Benzaiten, a yokai whose interesting design carries a lot of cultural context. Until next time, I'm gonna wish you a happy new year, and may it be a darn sight better than the last one. Cheers!